Guys, I did it. I bought a Mk4 Supra.
Nice.
In the last video, I mentioned that I was comparing the RS6 to the Supra and trying to decide what makes most sense for me and what makes most sense for the channel, and also what makes most sense financially. And I kind of did the opposite of everything. The car probably doesn't make the most sense for the channel. It probably does not make most sense financially. Now, that being said, I found a car that it was an absolute no-brainer. It is a complete cream puff. Now, with the help of my friends who are very knowledgeable in Supras, they said this is the car. This is a no-brainer. I'm gonna get into it, I'm gonna show you the car, but I gotta figure out for myself, why are people so obsessed with Supras? I feel like it has something to do with this.
Is that a Supra? Dude, is that a Supra?
So with the limited knowledge that I have on Supras, I can at least tell you this. There's right-hand drives and there's left-hand drives. And in the States, the left-hand drives are way more valuable. There's hard tops and there's target tops. And people will argue that the hard tops are way more valuable. Now, a car that has matching VINs is impressive, but a car that has all 10 matching VINs is super impressive. And that car we have found. Well, what do you think? To some of you guys, this just might be a 1995 Toyota that means absolutely nothing. But to some of you other guys, you might recognize how hard of a find and how impressive this car is that it's sitting right here in this condition. Now, this car, again, is not in perfect condition. It needs some work. The front bumper needs a new bumper cover, and that's gonna get painted. And so while we're in there painting it, we might as well paint some other stuff. On the roof, there was some PDR work done that wasn't done properly. It needs to be fixed, and that's gonna have to be resprayed. While we're doing that, I'm gonna touch up the mirrors and the handles, as well as a small spot on the rear bumper. So a little bit of paint work is in order. Now, that's gonna be step number one for this car, because I want this car to look insane. Now, step number two is gonna be adding a whole bunch of parts. Now, there's going to be a lot of parts required to make this car insane. I've been collecting parts for the last little bit because I knew this project was coming. These are just a few things that we're gonna get started. Now, you might not know what this is. If you do, well, this car is going under the knife. Probably in the next video, this thing will be a whole lot cooler because it's an automatic right now. We gotta get rid of that. Now let me show you around the interior of this car. Like I said, it's got the cloth seats. It is an automatic. We're gonna deal with that shortly, but all of the plastics, all of the trim pieces, everything's there. Now, when you buy a car, you hope everything's there. When you buy a 30-year-old car, you really hope it's all there. It's all there. All of the trim pieces are in good condition. There's no drill marks. There's no like random boost gauges that have been drilled into the dash. Everything is there, which is huge. There's even the original owner's manual in the glove box, and it's just mint. All right, so like I said, we're gonna get started on this car today. I gotta get this thing clean, which means I gotta wash it. For you guys, hopefully this is like, what, 10 to 15 seconds. For me, I'm probably gonna spend the next 4 hours detailing this thing. It needs a full paint correction. The car's been sitting in a storage unit for the last 4 years. So there's a lot of little like paint things. There's a lot of little like oxidation stuff up close. I'll try to get an angle for you. It's not terrible. From here, it looks fantastic, but it needs some work. I'm gonna get started on that now. And then after that, I think we're gonna do the taillights. All right, the taillights are looking amazing. Now the taillights that I just put in are OEM taillights. They're just the more modern version, so it kind of just like livens up the rear and makes it a little bit more aggressive. Now we are heading 20 minutes north to a place called 2JZ Motorsports. And if you guys have ever heard of 2JZ Motorsports, David is the man when it comes to building Supras. He builds some of the craziest cars, and I'm gonna have to lean on him a ton for this build. So we're jumping into Lex. I'm just realizing I have an affinity towards pearl white old Toyotas. So we're gonna jump in this and we're gonna go pick up some parts. All right, welcome here to 2JZ Motorsports. And what are you doing here, dude?
I'm always buying stuff, man.
Yeah, he's always here buying stuff.
Too.
I got 2JZ. Okay, also, we gotta acknowledge, what is this?
You gotta know what time it is, dude.
You gotta stop spending money. You gotta get that Temu $8 watch.
All right.
Guys, we were here for this. We need parts. We've got a W58, it's a 5-speed manual.
Yep.
We've got an exhaust, we've got a clutch, we've got a bracket, we got the drive shaft, we got everything we need.
Dude, this McLeod's good for like 500.
Well, we need to
You'll
double
be good.
that. We're gonna have to go double that.
That's fine for now.
First step
Yeah.
is great. So when it comes to making big power and Supras, David is the man. You just look around, there's parts everywhere. I don't know anything that I'm looking at. This pile of parts is for me, and I cannot
Put the
wait.
exhaust on tonight, dude.
We got an exhaust, titanium
let's
exhaust.
put it
We're
on.
gonna put that on tonight. So at the end of today's video, you're gonna hear what it sounds like. Now, this car is non-turbo auto. Feels a little bit weird
They
putting.
sound the same. They sound the same.
We'll see if it sounds good, but by the end of today's video, it's gonna sound a lot better. There's a lot of other stuff that I'm gonna need, and so like I said, I'm probably gonna be here quite a lot. There's just crazy stuff everywhere. This motor on this car is kind of what I'm shooting for. Gabe, I know what I'm looking at, but I need
This
you
is
to,
all that matters right here, dude.
right there.
That's all.
What turbo is that?
That's a 64, 66. It's good for 7 something. 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much you want?
Well, the transmission that we're putting
You
in.
want more, dude?
The super guys that are watching this video are saying, why the heck are you putting a W58 in? That's the 5-speed.
Still, it's better than auto.
Better than auto, but for me, I want to do it in a progression. I want to put that transmission in, put that clutch is good for 500, so
Yep.
hopefully make 500. And then all we're left with is bigger turbo and a 6-speed, the T56,
And
which
some
is
fuel. Yeah.
and some fuel.
Yeah.
So we're going to build it right because this car deserves it, but also I'm going to do it in stages because, like I said, I quit my job and I have no money, so I got to build this with no money. So I don't know if you guys saw this yet. This is a billet bracket that I need to make the W58 fit in the car. David, why do I need that bracket?
So the automatic subtunnel, when you put a manual transmission, they need to sit higher. And so you can change out and put a tunnel in it that sits higher, but it's a lot of work.
Okay.
What we found with the T56 and the W58, I made a custom billet bracket that sets it up higher, and you just cut out the top part and then put the billet bracket over.
So we're taking a hacksaw on the
so-
Supra.
Yeah.
You're literally going to Gabe, you're going to do that.
I'm down. Totally down.
So then this fits on and looks like you got a factory hole. The factory mounting rubber and everything bolts on this, so it looks like a factory manual transmission car.
Well, I'm going to call you because I guarantee I'm going to have problems.
No, this is very, very easy.
Simple, dude.
Very simple.
All right, I got all the parts unloaded. Like I said, in today's video, we're not doing the transmission. That'll be the next one. We got everything we need to do the manual swap. We even got an exhaust, which we're doing right now. Gabe just woke up. He was
I'm
asleep.
going to watch.
He's going to watch. This thing's going to sound hopefully better. I'm going to give you guys a before, which it's not even worth it, but I'll give you before and then after.
This Austin vacuum rebuilt Hoover beats as it sweeps as it cleans.
All right, guys, I'm not even going to try to lie to you. It is the next morning. Those exhaust bolts were a pain to get off. They've been on there for 30 years and I rusted on. Also, I forgot to mention yesterday, I've debadged the car. I got to work on trying to get rid of like the sun fade, so I'm going to have to polish that pretty far. But I got the titanium exhaust on there. We're going to hear it for the first time. Gabe just woke up. Well,
Dude,
he slept
see
through the
how
whole
good
process.
you did.
Let's see how we
Yeah.
did. Let's hear it. Well, sounds like a Supra. Now it is also NA, it's still got the cats, but it sounds surprisingly nice. Obviously it's a 6-cylinder. Okay, that's actually not bad. But we need the whistle, we need the turbo sound. So in the next video, we're gonna get started on the manual swap. And then after that, we are gonna start the motor build. Hopefully this only takes a few months to get done. Oh, it might take longer than that. It all depends on money. So if you guys can't hit that subscribe button so we get some more sponsors, what do you think, Gabe?
I think it's sick.
Sick?
Yeah, good job.
Well, hope you guys enjoy this build. We're just getting started. I'll see you in the next video.